G'day everyone and welcome to Tank Tutorials. Today we're going to be making a woodland terrarium. So I've got a few of these little bottle babies plants today. These are pretty good for terrariums. They're all dwarf varieties, so they grow very well in small containers. Now, for my woodland themed terrarium, I've got some ferns, some moss, some ivy, and this little plant here, which is a dwarf fig. For any terrarium, it's always a good idea to start with a bottom layer of rocks, because this allows for drainage and prevents your soil from becoming waterlogged. So I'm going to put a small layer of pebbles at the bottom of my glass jar. Now, I have cut out a little bit of newspaper here, I don't know if you can see, but this is to go just above the rocks to prevent from your soil going down into your rock layer. Some people use special terrarium planting fabric for this, but I think newspaper works just as well. It still allows water to seep through and it still prevents the soil. Plus, after a while it will biodegrade, which is always good. Next, I'm going to put on some activated charcoal. Now, this stuff is good mainly just for long-term aquariums and terrariums where there might be a build-up of potential toxins. The activated charcoal is basically what, if you've got alcohol poisoning, people pump pretty much a slurry of this into your stomach and it absorbs all of the toxins from the alcohol. So basically it just absorbs any unwanted chemicals, stops any fungal growth in your tank that could harm your plants, and it's just good to have a little bit there. Alrighty, next I'm going to put on some soil. So this is just a regular all-purpose potting mix. Just got a fairly decent layer of this. Just to my local park and picked up this stick, which I thought would look pretty cool in my woodland terrarium. So I'm just gonna shove that in here wherever it looks good. Alright, I'm thinking that looks quite nice. I might actually plant my plants first before I chuck that in, just to make it easier on myself. So I'm going to start with this little fern here. I'll put all of the scientific names of the plants I've used in the description. Now these plants might be looking a little bit poor at the moment, just because I've left them sitting for a while. Haven't really paid too much attention to them, but once I get them planted they'll perk up nicely. So just chuck that little fern in there. Cool. Alrighty. Next I might do this little dwarf fig. This one's looking particularly bad, but it should be fine in a couple of days once it gets watered and a bit more light on it. So try and just nestle it down as best as you can. Now notice this terrarium does not have a lid. All this really means is that it's going to take a bit more watering than normal. I'm just going to have to spray it every couple of days, but I'm fine with that. Sometimes closed top terrariums can be a little bit temperamental, just to get that climate balance right, and I like the look of this jar, so I thought it would go pretty well for a woodland terrarium. Next, I've just got this little bit of moss, which I picked up. It is peacock moss. Just gonna grab that. Nestle that down as far as I can. Grab my stick, put that in. Without destroying my plants too much. Cool. Alrighty, now that that's in, I'm just gonna give all of the plants a quick spray. Just regular moss from my garden, so I've only got a few little bits of this, but I'm going to dot it around my terrarium, and I think eventually it should start to spread and cover the bottom of the tank, which will look pretty cool. Okay, now that that's in, I'll just give it another final spray. And there you have it, my woodland terrarium.